Ambassador of Ukraine to Great Britain and ex-chief of the armed forces, Valery Zaluzhny, said that the Russians will be able to make a powerful breakthrough at the front after 2027. That's when they will manage to accumulate a sufficient amount of resources and technological materials. At the same time, the enemy troops will most likely use the tactics of extremism and refuse to aggressively overcome the enemy's territories. Zaluzhny said this during his speech at the UP 100 award ceremony. The war pushes the wheel of scientific and technical progress and it spins. Thanks to the appearance of robots on the battlefield, neither the Russians nor we could move forward. A kind of stupor appeared, and this trend continues even now, said Zaluzhny. According to him, the Russians now cannot, for example, advance 150 to 200 kilometers in a week, and this indicates a kind of stupor and a lack of resources. A powerful breakthrough by enemy forces will become possible closer to 2027. That's when the technical evolutionary process will be completed. According to my own theory, when the technical evolutionary process is completed and the process of accumulating technological materials begins, the opportunity will actively come to be restored. According to my calculations, this will happen after 2027, the ex-chief of the armed forces summarized. However, in Zaluzhny's opinion, at that time the Russian troops will refuse to aggressively overcome the enemy's territories and will use the tactics of attrition. This is exactly what we are seeing at the front. We do not see a deep breakthrough of the enemy, but we see a gradual squeezing of us from positions, which of course are given to them with very, very large losses. And this is due to the fact that the Russians are implementing this very strategy of attrition. But, as of today, the Russians are not ready to expand their front. Therefore, the conduct of such combined actions aimed at extinction leads to results, including on the battlefield, summarized Zaluzhny. In the Donetsk region, Russian troops made an unsuccessful assault towards the village of Terny and were eliminated. The 60th Separate Mechanized Brigade reported that after a series of unsuccessful assaults, the enemy decided to change tactics by using armored vehicles. But the result is predictable and unchanged. The invaders' equipment became scrap metal on our land, and its human content became fodder for birds and animals, the military shared. The Russian command sent infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers to the assault, some of which were hit on the way to Ukrainian positions. The Russian infantry then tried to find a place to take cover, but the terrain was unfavorable. Ukrainian FPV drones found it quite easy to locate and hit the Russians. Drone operators managed to eliminate more than a dozen Russian attack aircraft. The Russians are now trying to advance to the village of Terny in the Donetsk region, located on the estuary. The invaders have advanced on the outskirts of the village but cannot go any further. The fact that they captured Terny and Yampolivka is a lie. Our guys are holding their positions there. They have a stronghold on the outskirts, but the guys are holding on, fighting like lions. We are covering them, dismantling their strongholds as much as possible. The assaults are ongoing, mostly starting in the morning and lasting until nightfall. Alexander, call sign Burii, a soldier with the 60th Separate Brigade, shared. At night, the invaders try to advance in small assault groups, Alexander says. They hardly use any equipment. Russian infantry recently tried to storm Ukrainian positions on modified civilian Niva off-road vehicles. At first, they were brave, trying to assault with mechanized columns, but when their plans failed, they started using assault groups on foot. They landed them somewhere far away to save their equipment, and then they approach our positions. Sometimes some stray equipment jumps in, but we systematically destroy it all, the soldier reports. Burii notes that they are ready in advance for the Russian military's assaults. Long-range scouts detect the cluster of equipment or personnel long before the assault begins. When they come within our strike range, we start working with the commanders' teams, the defender added. Germany is falling behind on its commitment to deliver mine-resistant ambush-protected MRAP vehicles to Ukraine. With only 18% of the promised units delivered so far, German tabloid Bild reported on November 23. According to Bild, Germany has supplied Ukraine's armed forces with just 73 MRAP vehicles, 18% of the total pledge. The German Ministry of Defense stated that the remaining vehicles are scheduled for delivery in 2025. In response to journalists' inquiries, the The ministry attributed the delays to untimely approval from the United States for the export of vehicle components and the sole responsibility of FFG, a German manufacturer specializing in military ground vehicles. Germany had initially promised to deliver up to 400 heavy MRAP vehicles, equipped with enhanced mine protection, to Ukraine by the end of 2023. However, the deadlines have been repeatedly postponed. Berlin allocated 315 million euros for their production. Back in April, Bild reported similar delays, noting that the vehicles were modified versions of BAT-UMG armored cars, originally manufactured by the US-based armored group. Flensburger Fahrzeugbau GmbH imports the primary components from the United States for final assembly. On November 20, Germany announced a new military aid package for Ukraine. According to the German government, the federal budget for 2024 includes 7.1 billion euros designated for military support to Kyiv. Another way that Russian officials are making money on the war in Ukraine: a scandal surrounding the state unitary enterprise, Fuel and Energy Complex of St. Petersburg. Petersburg, GUP Tech, is unfolding in connection with the embezzlement of tens, if not hundreds, of millions of budget funds related to payments made to fictitious persons, allegedly having signed contracts with the Ministry of Defense. New details are emerging. Investigators from the Russian Investigative Committee conducted searches as part of a criminal case initiated under Part 4 of Article 159 of the Russian Criminal Code, fraud in a particularly large amount. Attempts to resolve the issue with large sums of money in favor of GUP Tech failed due to the publicity of the case, which was reported by MK Peter. According to a source from VCHK OGPU, during this time the head of GUP Tech, Ivan Boltenkov, emotionally shouted out the name of Anna Tsivileva, the alleged close leader of the Defenders of the Fatherland Foundation, Deputy Minister of Defense, niece of Vladimir Putin, during a video conference. He reportedly stated that he would demand she take action against those who revealed the scandalous information.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.